Banteay Samré Temple. Banteay Samré is among the wonderful temples in the Angkor area, Siem Reap, Cambodia. It's an excellently restored Angkor Wat style temple with its single ogival tower. Banteay Samré is located on the eastern side of the East Baray, about 11 kilometers northeast of Siem Reap town. No stone inscription was found about this temple. According to its decorations and the art style, the construction of the Banteay Samré temple is probably in the late 11th century during the reign of King Suryavarman II, 1113 to 1150, and finished in the reign of King Yasovarman II, 1150 to 1165. There are some other temples in the Angkor area which also built in the same period, such as Chao Setavada, Bung Mealia, and Tom Manon. Two more temples in present-day Thailand are Phnom Rung and Phai Mai, which Banteay Samré has very much similarity to Phai Mai. The same to Angkor Wat Temple, Banteay Samré is a Hinduism temple dedicated to Vishnu. Many researchers have suggested the name of the temple Banteay Samré, which translates as the Citadel of the Samra, and no one could know exactly the reason why this temple got its present name. Samra refers to a group of an ethnic who inhabited the region at the base of Kilin Mountain. According to this meaning, some researchers assumed that there was probably a group of Samra people living at the temple construction site, so they named this temple to review this ethnicity. Another mention comes out that a high-ranking official of Suryavarman II, who was in charge of constructing this temple, was a Samra. So the king gave the temple this name to show his gratitude toward the builder. However, these two reasons are not related. Architecture plan of Banteay Samré Temple has a plan similar to Chao Se Tavada Temple, which was built in the same period. The central sanctuary has a single tower with a mandapa and a chamber in the front and connected to the east entrance gapura with a short corridor. Inside the complex also have two libraries in exactly the style of Chao Se Tavada. However, Banteay Samré is larger and surrounded by two gallery enclosures. Like Angkor Wat, Banteay Samré is approached by a long, raised causeway, but from the east, leading to a cruciform terrace and continues until reaching the main temple. The raised causeway, which was probably added later, is 200 m long, 10 m wide, and decorated with many Naga balustrades, which made Banteay Samré Temple more fantastic. There is another approach from the west, an avenue of about 350 m long, leading from the East Baray and ending in another cruciform terrace that connected to the first gapura. The avenue is decorated with many boundary stones on each side. Now many are collapsed and some are stolen. There are signs that the entire complex was much larger. Banteay Samré was at the heart of a small town in this area, and the town was enclosed by another wall. The outer enclosure measures 83 m by 77 m, is built by laterite 6 m high. The inner enclosure is 44 m by 38 m. Both enclosures have gapuras at each side of the cardinal directions. Carvings and decoration of Banteay Samré. Outer enclosure. The path from the road leads to the north side of the temple. It's suggested that visitors should enter the temple from the east for a better experience with Banteay Samré. So after arrive the north wall from the path, turn left and walk along the outer enclosure wall, then turn right toward the east entrance. Before entering the enclosure, you may take a few steps further to the east to review the terrace and the causeway. The outer enclosure wall looks solid and strong. It should be a protection wall than the gallery wall. The gapura has only one entrance. After passing the gapura, the inner side of the outer enclosure walls are surrounded by the platform lined with sandstone pillars and was originally roofed with tiles over wooden beams. Now there are only pillars still visible. The front end of the east gapura is missing. It was never finished or demolished. However, the three other gapuras are in good condition, and visitors can review the deep relief frontons and half frontons, most of which are scenes from the Ramayana. The south gapura and north-facing fronton show the building of the bridge to Lanka, and a half fronton above has Vishnu battling a demon. On the south of facing one, the monkey general Sashina rescues Rama and Lakshmana, which was wounded by Indrajit. The west gapura, the east-facing fronton, is about Vishnu fighting with two demons, and on half fronton has a procession of God on their mounts. The west-facing frontons show a battle between Hanuman's troops and demons. The north gapura, the south-facing front, shows Rama riding on Hanuman and Lakshmana on Angada, surrounded by a monkey army. The north-facing front shows Rama fighting with Ravana on chariots. Enclosure. The East Gopara. The east-facing lintel is about Krishna defeating serpent Kalia, and the east-facing fronton shows the scene of the churning of the ocean of milk. The facing fronton shows Vishnu crossing the ocean, and the west-facing fronton is the scene of Krishna lifting Mount Govardhana. The South Gopara. There are various scenes from Ramayana. The West Gopara, a scene of a particular ceremony between Surya and Chandra by Brahmins. Surya and Chandra appear in roundels. The North Gopara. Apsaras are dancing with their musicians. The front of the Northeast Library shows Vishnu reclining on the serpent Ananta, with his wife Lakshmi at his feet, and Brahma has emerged on a golden lotus from Vishnu's navel. The front of the Southeast Library is a scene of Sita's trial in the fire. The west-facing front of the central tower has dancing Shiva, and the lintel shows a procession of gods.